Why do people cheat? Because they're bad. I've had this video idea for a few days. The plan was to go to Nucleus, a map where there's currently an exploit that allows you to glitch through the wall and place a sentry behind it, and I prevent players from doing so.
Attention, fellow gamers. There is a criminal in our midst. He is inside of the walls. Please execute him now. He's in the wall. He is exploiting the map. He is being cringe. Easy. Exploiter eliminated.
It's interesting, however, that in trying to prevent people from exploiting, I run into people doing a different form of being bad at the game and ruining fun for others. Every time I would queue for Nucleus, there'd be 5 to 10 bots on each server, instantly kicking everyone that joined. So there are very few opportunities for me to do my funny video. My goal was reached. Sure, they can't exploit now. But is there justice if it's the bot that prevents people from exploiting a map? Is that the reason why there was a significant amount of bots, more so than normal players, queued specifically for this map? Or at least it felt like it? Were the bots trying to do the same thing as me, prevent people from exploiting? I doubt it, but there's a little part of me that hopes that they're not all horrible, boring people who are just bad at the game.
Oh shit.
Team Fortress 2 has gotten to the point where it is difficult to play the game normally. Of course, you'll get a good game once in a while, but a vast amount of the time is spent waiting in queue and getting kicked by bots. I've put 10,000 hours into this game, and bots are ruining it. There's always the argument of, just play community servers. I've lost interest in community servers a while ago. They focus on the aspects of TF2 that I don't enjoy. It's hard to find a specific map that you want to play, that are populated. Frankly, community servers are more perceptive than pub players, and I can't pub stomp like I enjoy doing. I can't get a sick chain stab or wipe out the entire enemy team in one crit scree charge. And the servers that I can do that on have more of the other aspects that I don't like. Random bullshit. 100% crit servers, times 10 servers, RTD servers. I cannot stand the random bullshit. I don't care. I just want to play casual TF2. I don't want to die to random crits, or some guy using a broken weapon, or getting insta-killed by some robot. And I am tired of playing Harvest ad nauseum. This isn't to say that the game is unplayable or that I'm going to quit the game, but it's not an enjoyable experience. And I can imagine how a new player trying to get into TF2 is not having a good experience either. And when they hear that the game hasn't gotten an update in 1,400 some odd days, I'm sure they aren't sticking around. I'm gonna go on a quick tangent here. Let's talk about Valve's way of preventing cheaters. Free-to-play and new accounts cannot speak unless they have spent some amount on the game or someone gave you a premium upgrade. I've not seen a single bot account that isn't permanently mic spamming. All the bot accounts already have premium status, so they don't have those restrictions. Just remove it. It benefits nobody. Nobody wants it. And it kills the fresh player's experience with the game even further. Thanks, Valve. This isn't to say that Valve is all bad. I'm personally coping. I really do hope that Valve is giving Team Fortress 2 the same Source 2 update that CSGO has, and they've realized that it's not worth the time to update TF2 because, oh, we'll just put it into Source 2 and that'll fix all our problems. Okay, and surely that's why on the devlogs you see nothing in the TF2 section, because they're moving to Source 2. I really hope that's the case, because I love this game, and I've put a lot of time into this game. There's no other game that compares to it. There's no other game with the same team and class recognition, high skill movement, and overall enjoyable gameplay. I don't want it to go away, and I'm sure that's the case for most people. So what I don't get is people that try to make the game worse in order to garner attention for it. There's certainly the actors where that is their cause, including some of the people who are spamming bots into casual mode. I'm gonna do something that's so disruptive that Valve has to update their game. At least that's what they think. They're just ruining it for everybody. You're not doing a service, you're just being an asshole. It doesn't help. And then there's people that do the opposite. Valve didn't update their game. Fuck TF2. Even if it's just 5 random people spamming 100 bots each, it makes the game play so differently. It's not fun, it just ruins everything. Maybe 5 is an understatement. There's also just plain script kiddies that are individual actors as well. And there's also people who try and monetize it in some way. Manufacturing said programs, paying for immunity, or the alternative, spamming links to their YouTube videos. I don't know who would ever want to do that. You're cringe, dude. What a loser. Why would you even enjoy making content? In the same way that I can completely understand exploiting a map to explore areas that you normally wouldn't be able to, I can also completely understand hacker versus hacker, bot versus bot. It's literally battle bots. See who's built the better program, who has the better machine, latency, or reaction time. But when you go into a public server with those same programs, there's not much that I can see that would be appealing. I know there's people who derive joy from ruining other people's fun. I've been known to be one of those people. But at what point do you not get bored? I saw one guy. He said, "It's relaxing to cheat. You don't have to worry about playing inconsistently." And at that point, I closed the video. Because all that statement means is that you don't want to be playing the game that you signed up for. Go play something else. Go play something that's less stressful than an online first-person shooter game. Go play something that's more casual. Six step! Oh! Okay. I gotta stop using the fucking guitar taunt. I've used the guitar taunt every single kill I've gotten, dude. I don't think that's a crazy statement to make. It is what it is. Not everybody wants full action all the time. Even myself, every time I close TF2, I have a headache. Guaranteed. Because there's so much going on at all times. Voices everywhere, chaos throughout the entire game, watching your sightlines and corners, being ready to push. Whereas somebody with a bot already knows everything, knows what sightlines are safe, when the enemy team is going to peek, and can play around it. But are you even playing the game at that point? You're playing a completely different game from everybody else. At what point do you stop having fun because you're just taking advantage of people with less information than you? Where's the challenge? It's just not interesting to me. Is there any sense of accomplishment ever when you're cheating? If that's even possible to consider something a feat when you aren't even the one who did it. Or are you simply enjoying the game because you can't normally aim, and in using a program, you miraculously can? And that's simply all there is to it. Using a crutch. Walking for the first time. And maybe there's a reason to do so. But that's why the Paralympics exist. Go play bot versus bot. Whatever. That's the Paralympics of TF2. They wouldn't let a normal athlete compete in the Paralympics. So why are you here, competing in the normal Olympics? Get the fuck out. Nobody wants you here. Get good, loser. Nobody thinks you're interesting because you cheat. Nobody thinks you're better than them. Nobody wants to be you. Nobody cares about your YouTube channel where you record yourself cheating. It's literally AI-generated video gameplay. You aren't a person. You're a voice on a robot. And sometimes not even that. And the only interesting thing that you can produce are people's reactions. But why? Who cares? It's not fun to play against, and it's not fun to play with. As a non-cheater, I don't give a fuck when there's a cheater in my game. I want them out ASAP, so I can play the game for myself. Something that they cannot do because they are bad. And sure, there's people who cheat who are normally actually decent players. This applies to all games. There's people who are active competitive players who far surpass me in normal gameplay, who cheat at some point, even when they're already a verifiably good player, and any accomplishment they have ever made is now erased from history because they cheated one time. Even if they did it as a joke, or to see what it was like. Now there's no way of telling how many times they have cheated before, and if that truly is the only time they've cheated, it doesn't matter, because now they are forever known as the person who cheated. And nobody will ever put them on an esports team, unless, Keemstar's looking to hire, or some shitter intermediate team looking for a carry. I'm not sure who else would take some washed up has-been who has to use a program to play the game for him. Which brings me to my final point. There's an entirely different side of people who aren't cheaters themselves, but they make use of cheaters, or in this case, bots. Mostly outside of TF2 to save time, farming gold in an MMORPG or some macro to do a repetitive task. Something that you could do yourself, but it's much easier to have a robot do it. It's the same thing as editing your files in a single-player game to give you infinite currency. You're just taking away something that you don't want to do to save time or to make you money. And in this case, man versus machine. You can use a bot in your party to play the game for you while you sit back and do nothing, and then collect your prize at the end. And it costs you nothing. Well, technically it costs you $1 and then whatever the price of the program was. And there's no punishment for doing this. There's no punishment for healing a cheater or partying up with them, and typically there's no punishment for the cheaters themselves most of the time. Bots can use the same $1 ticket permanently, assuming that you're only using one account. It doesn't have to be that. It could be 5. Doesn't matter. Point is, you can automate the man versus machine process by simply paying your tickets to roll your dice at Australiums. At that point, why not just allow all players to simply pop in their $3 to $4 and instantly complete a tour? It's stupid. Really stupid. And there's no telling how many people are doing exactly that in full lobbies so that nobody would ever know. And it's probably the fastest method, and they'll never get punished unless Valve begins to punish players who highly associate with cheaters or bot accounts, farming them money, items, or experience. And that's the situation with TF2. If you look at the player numbers, it averages 100,000. Ain't no fucking way there are 100,000 players on TF2. In casual mode, I'd go so far as to say that 20% of the player base, especially at low peaks, are robots. It sucks. It's not fun. Nobody enjoys it. And Valve needs to do something. Because there's nothing that we can do except get their attention. And all we have at our disposal is the ability to kick those few cheaters that make their way into our games. I'm not sure how I talked this long, but thank you for watching. And if for some reason someone at Valve is watching this 300 view YouTube video, I know that your company pays you more if you do a job that is meaningful in the eyes of your coworkers. But imagine how meaningful that this game is to all of us who still continue to play it, this far into its life. This game's been out for a little under 16 years now, and I've been playing this game for over half my life. I doubt whatever Save TF2 actually was is going to help, but if you just put more developers onto this game, I'm sure that you can reach peak numbers that this game hasn't even touched before. Thank you for watching. GG's. See ya.
Oh no. Did you guys hear that notification? Oh wait!
Nice.
Oh, Force of Nature, alright. I'll take it.
Hell yeah. If you want to trade it, I'll buy it from you.
No.